Good morning, team. Welcome back, and welcome, Patrick. Welcome, Maciej. This Wednesday, February 18th. How is everyone? Welcome, guys. Hope you guys are having a great week, and of course, a reminder that on Friday we'll be live trading for OPEX. So stay tuned. We're gonna send an email. You will find the link on our YouTube channel and X. Very excited about that. How are you guys doing today? How are you, Maciej and Patrick?
I'm relaxed, so good morning, everybody. Yesterday was a wild run, so yeah. On my side, I'll be waiting until the market will be open. So because we have also FOMC minutes today, but the last two FOMC minutes, as I remember correctly, there was not so much price action. I will not surprised if we don't see so much price action at FOMC minutes today. But let's see how the market will be open. This is what I'm looking for. And yeah, so let's go.
Sure. So the first thing before we go into the dashboard is what you see here is a screenshot of what we were discussing yesterday. So if you guys follow us, Patrick was kind of talking about how the put support. Here we're looking at yes, in this case, was actually a very great level at play. And what we want to show you is how you can use the data in conjunction with the VIX to potentially find a good entry. So what you see on the left was the down move in the morning at the open until about 10:30 on ES. And of course, on the same side, on the opposite side, on the right, how the VIX actually could have given us a good idea of a potential reversal. So how does this work? Of course, the VIX is inverse correlated with ES or SPX or NQ. But basically, we are getting to a very important level, which is the one-day max on the VIX, and we're getting to a very important level, which is put support on ES. So those two data points in conjunction could have given really us a very good opportunity for a reversal trade. Whether you were trading VIX or whether you were trading ES, you can clearly see here that there was a strong reaction there. So again, we did a masterclass on VIX. If you are a premium member, it's available within Discord. So if you join, you'll be able to access this. We share it in the chat. But I think, yeah, I don't know, Patrick, if you want to say anything here, but I think it's very clear that there was a very, very big confluence of these data points yesterday.
So first things first, yesterday, I think I was a little bit arrogant, but I was only saying it's all about put support USDT and high wall. And when we closed the call, I was saying, hey guys, take a closer look at one day max today on high wall, because sometimes the charts looking to us, they screaming to us, and they say, hey, man, it's all about this today. And we was seeing this yesterday. We was seeing put support UDT on all the indices. What I mean with all the indices, of course, speaking about the Russell, speaking about SPX, speaking about the Nasdaq, and on the Magnificent Seven, we was seeing also most of the time the same picture. And this was a really clear sign in my mind. So it's all about put support. Someone was giving us the comment, is this a do or die? And I was saying, yes, it's a do or die. Maybe we break put support and we getting a crush, or we hold put support and then we see a really great move. Lucky enough, we were seeing yesterday a great move to the upside. And also the VIX, how often we was talking about the VIX, that when the VIX will be maybe overpriced, about one day max, about potentially reserve points. If you're looking into the left side, guys, every time looking to the left side, it makes so much sense to spot when we was dropping the last time, when the price is, for example, overextended. I'm not an options trader, as you know. I'm only a day trader. I'm a scalper. I have a lot of trades. Maybe I'm high frequency trader. By the way, call me like this because I have normally over 300 trades per day. But I'm looking also for this. I'm looking on the left side, looking for spotting opportunities, and that's it. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I mean, this one was a very, very, very nice chart and very clear kind of opportunity and confluence. You know, like we have the VIX on one side, we have the ES on the other side. So if you know how, what could happen at the level, how the reaction could work, then that could have been very, very interesting, um, very, very interesting sign for a potential reversal. So we're gonna leave with that. But if you missed yesterday's session, just go back to our YouTube channel and go to the session from yesterday at the same time. We were talking about this in our morning preparation. So just let us know if you have feedback. So before I pass it on to Maciej, we want to look at positioning, right? So here we see that something is building up on SPX. So we're still kind of like in a negative gamma environment, and we did have a little bit of positive gamma piling up compared to the previous week. Remember, yesterday was the first day after the long weekend, so we wanted to see how positioning would have changed compared to the weekend. It was a long weekend in the US. So we still have a big kind of negative gamma across multiple expiration right around the chain. Remember, Friday we're going to be trading the OPEX. About 30% of negative gamma is expiring on that expiration, and 12% of open interest. So it's going to be a pretty important one. Not the biggest one we've seen, but it's going to be quite important. And then, of course, we want to see how our score has changed, and we can come here and see basically historically how they behaved. So when we saw a change in the score, we saw this really big rally up, and then we went down once we start changing, and now we're kind of stalling here at the kind of like in the bearish level of our Q score. We are also kind of bearish on momentum as well. So let's see what happens. So I think, yeah, looking at the change from today and obviously preparing for OPEX could be very interesting. We can do the same by looking at SPY. So we want to see if we are spotting any divergence here, but we're seeing the same picture. So we are in a very, very negative gamma environment on SPY. The amount of gamma is actually much higher than SPX. So remember, why is this important? Because also always consider at the type of investors that invest in SPY versus SPX. So SPY is typically a longer term asset. You know, people use it to get exposure to the market. So the fact that we're seeing this amount of negative gamma could give us some hints on what could happen also to the rest of the market. With that said, let us know if you guys have questions. I'll pass it on to you, Maciej, and we'll go into the commodity and gold and silver.
So good morning one more time before we get a data today, a lot of data. First in next 20 minutes, later after 9, 15 minutes exactly after 9, industrial production, and later we have also Fed speakers, and near end of the day also Mr. President, I'm guessing, also will show some tweets because later we have near the bell some meetings with him as usually. Then we get some shakes on the market or impulses, so be careful. Right now, let's jump to our gold. First things first, our CTA. Let's take a look together what is going on. Right now we built a little bit a long position from yesterday view, rising, awesome, similar palladium, not only gold and silver, but copper drops, and this is interesting. Usually in old times we also say Dr. Cooper provide what is going on the market, so listen what you was saying. Fabio, yeah, we can connect the dots also like this. Aluminium also drops, so right now let's check also what is going on with our Dr. Dollar Index. Reducing still long position, dropping to the short side, so good for metals. It should help pushing price to the higher levels. Awesome. Let's also check how it looks on our charts. A little pop okay. Also on silver, nothing special right now, still dropping. So let's dive to our data. Let's start from gold. Still that contract, open interest, volume, and this is the most traded contract. After clicking in our dashboard, you will exactly going to the all details what we have here. Q score, volatility is still high, seasonality is positive, neutral, and option scroll momentum positive and neutral, very good. But when we are looking to our matrix, then tomorrow expiration is negative. Also, DEX is a little bit sitting on negative regime, and next few expiration till next Wednesday also are sitting in negative environment. So be careful with that. It means a higher volatility. Of course, predicted move for today around 82 points for jet contract. So let's take a look how it looks. Gamma expiration, whole chain, main support from put side 4700, around 49 we have a big battle, and later pressure from positive bars, from positive gags. So if we stay above 4900, we should get a little bit positive pressure with a little chop area around near 5k, and later we have another windows. So from positive gamma spikes, what we can get 51, 5k, and 4900 should stay in our mind. Right now, looking on jet contract, we are not such a far to core resistance, blind spot 10 and 1-day max exactly on 5k. Later, as we can see, we have a big gap to 5100, but if this zone not hold, then plan B, when we should coming back around 49.50 with support to 49, after crossing 49, acceleration to the downside. If we don't know what to do, then plan C, stay back from the market, should be in our mind. The nearest expiration where we are diving to this, boom. Right now, 5k and above, choppiness zone from negative bar around 50.25, so not such a far. Below blind spot 2. Later, we have a main battle where we have positive and negative gamma spikes, but a little bit more is on positive. So we have a support till 49 and exactly the same picture after dropping below 49. Then we should get acceleration. Two main strikes, 48.50 and later 47. Between the zone, we also have interesting spike sitting around 4800, and this is how it looks. Today, GEX expiration negative minus 6.5%, and tomorrow also negative gamma regime when we are looking to our charts. Then main strike sitting around 49.50, 49 zone. If we drop below 49, the same scenario, acceleration and dropping in negative gamma regime, so snowball effect. I hope everyone understand. So right now, let's take a look what is also going on GLD. Right now, similar view. We are near 1-day max on the cluster with blind spot 10. Plan A, if this zone will be crossed, then perhaps we will try to cover this gap. So first target HVL with blind spot 2, and later another magnetic cluster risk trigger from yesterday with call resistance gamma wall 0 DTE. Later big gap, blind spot call resistance and risk trigger with blind spot 6 sitting around 48.0. But if this zone not hold, and we will be dropping to cover this, for example, gap. So first target, of course, put support. Later, blind spot 1 with lower band from 2 days ago, sitting around 446 as a main zone. And then if the zone not hold, we have open space to 1-day min with blind spot 9. And later, far away, lower band from yesterday, sitting around 430, plus minus. Volatility score on GLD still high, seasonality is positive, option score and momentum neutral positive. When we are diving to our matrix, what we have tomorrow expired negative GEX, negative gamma, predicted move for next 2 days is plus minus around 8 points. So if we start right now, 8 points to the downside will be 440. 7 plus minus, so exactly where we have blind spot 1. But if we go upside, then 463, so plus minus the zone where we try to cover this upper gap. Everything matched to each other, so let's go. Let's check also how our chain looks. Main strike, of course, from whole perspective, 475, we are 20 points below. Call resistance with blind spot 7 still waiting here to be touched. But when we are diving to our charts with the nearest expiration, then picture for first expiration, so 18th of February, minus near 2%. If we stay above 460, we are in a little bit positive gamma condition, but crossing this, right now we are sitting on 455. We are in big negative gamma regime with the main strike around 450, then 445 and 440 supporting us. Next expiration, 20 February, main strike, of course, 476, like we was seeing this on the bigger picture right here. So everything right now is matched to each other. I hope this is clear. Right now, Dr. Dollar, after a big impulse, we get a little bit correction. Let's check what will be later. Right now, we are on the HVL 0 DTE labor where when we are converting euro contract to dollar index, I'm using usually auto conversion. So what we can say, this is a switch mode. If we're going higher, then we have two zones. Of course, 1 day max with put support and HVL around 97.5 plus minus, and later above call resistance with gamma low. Below, put support with 1 day mean with blind spot 2 sitting around 96.8, so a little bit below 97. So right now waiting for the data and looking what is going on, especially later when we have FOMC meetings and not only. For gold, also when we are looking to volatility index GVZ 33.24 give us plus minus 2% and a little bit more predicted move, so exactly what we have predicted for today. And right now it's time to jump to the silver. Few days left, and then we will change also contract to another one, so be careful right now. Plus minus 9 days left to moment when delivery of silver to the clients will be starting. So then 9 days left to roll all contracts to the new period. So it's now tricky time for this. And also where we are looking to our charts, what we have above around 80-81, put support with risk trigger and core resistance. Above in the nearest term, 1 day max with risk trigger from yesterday. And if we drop, especially below HVL and HVL0 DTE, so this magnetic zone sitting around 75, 74.50, then we have open space to put support and 1 day mean. This is interesting what they will do with this. Also, looking as a plan A to the upside, right now we can also have a clear prediction. Plan A to the upside, plan B to the downside, and right now, if we don't know what to do in this zone, plan C, stay back and take a look what is going on. SLV, silver ETF, but I'm guessing, one thing. If we are checking what is going on H contract on silver, right now, tomorrow expire minus 2 million. When we are looking to whole exposure right now on this contract is 9 million, so plus minus near 30% disappeared tomorrow. Negative GEX also. DEX is negative, so be careful with that. The next expiration is plus minus neutral, so Friday one today could be tricky at the opening, especially. Whole chain, we have two zones. And Fabio, is it this structure is similar from one of the option traditional oh my god perspective, like you have two legs on the side?
Yes, it's possible. I mean, it's always you always have to
You are
think.
expert in this case. What
Yeah.
is plus minus that kind of picture telling you?
So here we are looking at. So we have obviously our big core resistance at the top, and we have a strong positive level at the bottom, and then our put support is above our core resistance. And it is possible. You always have to think that when we look at this chart, is option positioning. It's called the resistance and support, but it's really looking at how the options are, or how the option players are positioned. So remember, we had a very big run on silver a few weeks ago, so we still probably see a lot of kind of like negative gamma positioning at that level. So maybe it can be that those options were not closed yet, so we still see a pile of negative gamma. Since then, the price obviously moved to a different level, so we still see a big core resistance on the right side. So it is possible that you see put
Because
support.
for me, it's something like the first leg is sitting here, the second is here.
Yeah.
So the best choice is to have price in the middle.
Yeah.
Then you will get your extra premiums and other stuff like that. So if you're watching also and trading options, quick tip for you, you know also how to connect the dots when you're looking to gamma chain. Then sometimes you have tips and tricks. Voila. So right now the nearest expiration near 15% negative gamma sitting on silver contract. The main core resistance 78 till 77 zone. Right now we are near this zone, and later if we drop below 70-50, our magnetic zone sitting here. So it's simple, look well, and another expiration plus minus neutral, a little bit positive with main strike around 75. So if we're trying to connect the dots, it should be very clear how we can trade it, how we can invest in this. So right now, also let's check what is going on with CTA models on SPX and NDX. M&E, SPX, ES doesn't matter, trying to be long. Nasdaq also right now from negative regime, they are trying to build long position. We are after bigger drops, so perhaps it's interesting moment, but still be careful what is going on when we are looking to our charts. What we can say right now, we drop, and with that kind of drops, take a look. Sometimes we need a little bit time, and then we have a flush. And right now we have a flush on the CTA positioning, but market still oscillating plus minus in the same zone. For me, it's not normal condition, not usually, so be careful with this. Also, we waiting for not only FOMC, but also we waiting for, I'm guessing, NVIDIA earnings right now to have clear vision what is going on with AI. Is it bubble or not yet? And we will continue this trend on Nasdaq after some rotation inside. So, Patrick, right now I will pass to you.
All right, let's go. Let's jump in.
One second.
All right, here we go. I will start today with the VIX. I make it bigger for you guys so that we can see everything. I will make also an indicator. That's why we have this, the label text to large. Here we go. And also we make it here large, so it's much easier to read and understand. All right, guys, let's talk about the VIX. We was talking about yesterday, guys. Always take a closer look to the left side when it was rejected. So left side, 30 minutes. We was rejected the last time also here on the 5th February. It was the time where we was rejected on the 17th, like yesterday. So always look to the left side if you're trading also the VIX. Again, I'm not an options trader. I'm only a day trader. I'm a scalper, but I'm really looking into the VIX and try to find an edge based on the VIX. And what I'm using here is also the VIX as blind spots level. We have no blind spots on VIX. That's why I'm using the VIX because it works very well. That's the only reason why I'm using this. It works very well. And we have the box from put support 0 DTE with the VIXI and the high wall and put support 0 DTE from the VIX. We have it here. El voila. And we have some A plus box here from call resistance from the VIXI with the call resistance from the VIX here. So, and this area here is 100% our do it or make it decision area today. Will we go down and the market will be going upside and possible fill the gap where we was coming down? We will talking about this. If we going through this box here with the put support from the 1-day min, why I'm thinking about this? Because here we have also our 1-day min from the VIXI and we have here our put support. I think this is the area with do it or make it for the downside on the VIX, what will be giving us upside pressure on the market, or we will have again downside pressure on the market. And we are now sitting here at the call resistance from the VIXI and also from the VIX. And if we're breaking this, going back to 1-day max, we will have again some sell pressure on the market. This is how I'm basically connecting the dots and waiting. I will be waiting until we coming out of the box here. This area here is for me personally some little tiny no-go area today. I would be just waiting until we're making a decision, and we will make today a decision for sure. I'll be sure that we're doing something, and then wait for the bigger candle, maybe to the top, or as I said, to the downside. But we will make something today. I'll be 100% sure. But patience is key in this case. And if we're looking into SPX, here we go. It's really interesting because here from call resistance with high vol 0 DTE, we have the GAX3, GAX5s. We have something, but here we have only free space. But this is why I have every time side by side, because I think this could be a really great wall on SPX. And we should be very careful as ES traders here. Especially if we come to the round number. Think about yesterday. What round number was yesterday really important? Where we have our put support. This was the 6800 yesterday on SPX. 6800 was magic area. And I think if you're looking into our SPX today, it's the high wall 0 DTE at the moment. I'm using based end of the day levels. Let's talk about the 6900 today for the upside. What will be happen if we're touching 6900? Will we get momentum to the upside and possible looking for coming back where we get the drop? This would be, by the way, really nice. That's why the VIX would be also really important with the boxes. What happened with the 6900? But also here, clear resistance at the top. 6900 is my make it or fake it area, by the way. This is basically on SPX. If we fail, yeah, so welcome back to 6800. Welcome back to the put support from yesterday, where we have all our price action. But I would love also the short side. Don't get me wrong. The only thing where we should be careful is the 850 with the high vol USDT on ES. Because on SPX, there's nothing what hold us back. GEX2, GEX1, okay, I get it, but it's not a major one. But the high volt DTE, this would be basically this area here, the high vol DTE from ES. Yes, this could be acting as partial profits area, or where we coming back. So that's at the moment where I'm looking for VIX, SPX 6900, 6800. Will we be dropping, and the resistance will be holding high vol DTE 6850 as target. If we're looking into NDX, what has happened on NDX? Let's jump in first into our SQQ, because VXN, we have no gamma levels. I get this. So that's why I'm using SQQ. Here we go. As VIX from my side, let's make it larger, so you can go in here with large. You can also go in here with large. Why I'm using SQQ? Because it is for me my VIX on NQ. So what I'm having here is first the SQQ levels and the SPX levels, and what we see here is the same what we're seeing basically on the VIX. So we have at the moment decision area. Why? Because we're on the call resistance with the gamma vol DTE and call resistance DTE with the SPX. It is really like make it or fake it. Make it or fake it. And it's really interesting why I'm thinking make it or fake it. So I will explain to you. First, we have an open gap here. Can we fill the gap for make it? Or will we dropping and fill this candle here? And again, it's the SQQ. It's vice versa. Yeah, if we dropping, market goes up. Like the same with the VIX. So for us, it would be good if we fill this candle here. But also, if the market is on mission now, I will be looking in for the gap fill. So again, decision area, call resistance, gamma vol, and call resistance CODT based on SPX converted to SQQ. How I was using this, I use manual ratio with 2.047973. We have the tool, we have our indicator where we can use this. So that's how I was using this. So let's jump into NDX. Is there something what we really like, or is there something what we see also on SPX before? Yeah, we have here our wall. Remember, if we're going into SPX, we have our wall here, but we are already there. And on NDX, we are not here. So we have the same wall on NDX what we have on SPX. And blind spots supporting gamma levels. If we're using the concept based on this, we have also our wall here. And I like the NQ today because the NQ gives me a really good trading roadmap for today. I will make this a little bit bigger for you guys, taking out the levels. So here we go. Question in my mind, did we break this area here? Will we break this area, come back here to the top? Or will we holding this area? Did we get resistance coming down to the bottom? Question, what will be happened here? Will we be in the range again, or will we be dropping lower? So that's basically on NQ, based on the levels, what I'm thinking. Can we fill this? Going over 1-day max, straight to high wall, and then we are here back where we came from? Or will be this holding and we going down to put support DT? The VIX, SQQ, I think will be leading us. This is what I'm looking for. And again, on NDX, And on SPX, we have our wall here, so really careful. This is what we have to fight first with. If we're breaking this, think about resistance becomes support. And yeah, that's it from my end. I will pass this now to you, Fabio.
Thank you, Patrick. And yeah, thank you guys. So let us know if you have questions. Just a reminder, the session this afternoon will not be there. We have some conflicting schedule, but we'll be back tomorrow morning. So everything will be back to normal tomorrow. And then, of course, Friday will be trading OPEX. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, let us know, guys, if you have questions. If not, thank you very much, Maciej and Patrick. And we see each other tomorrow morning, and of course Friday for the live event.
All right. See you soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.